Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We have Dominaria United Collector Box 60-day sales data, which is where I cut off following the collector boxes because their printings are one and done, and so it's not really that interesting to keep following them because they don't get additional print waves and there's not really much excitement that happens after this point. Plus, you can see these curves really taper off and start getting flat as the amount of boxes in the float really goes down, and you get lower and lower sales as people move on to the next product. So from release date out to day 60 out here at the end of the plot, it sold right at 1,100 boxes. It was 1,098. But the problem was 878 of those were in the first half. So release to plus 30 days. So in this second period here of 30 days to 60 days, they literally sold 1/4 as many boxes, 220 over that time period, which over 30-day period, that's 7 per day. So, it doesn't seem that bad, but the pace of sales really decelerated. But you have to remember, at 60 days past the release of Dominaria United, we've already had Unfinity, and we're 4 days from Brothers War now, which is just another standard set like Dominaria United was. So, of course, we want to compare this to our gold standard Kamigawa. And you see, Kamigawa only passed it in sales in its respective life in late in this 60-day post-release period. But look at the difference in price and the consistency of the sales too. Even in this final 30 days, from 30 days post-release up to 60 days post-release here, Kamigawa was sold 905 boxes, so over 4 times as many in that same time period. And look at the prices that it did it at: 40, 50, 60, almost $70 higher in price at some points. And so Kamigawa are just so much of a better product, so much more well received. And of course, the Lost Legends cards really did not do any favors to Dominaria United. I mean, we knew before it was released that they really weren't worth anything, but I think a lot of people were FOMOing so hard over them that when they finally got a 20-cent common in their hands, they were so disappointed that it just kind of soured people on the rest of the set. And I feel like that's kind of why we see this huge drop-off in sales. And, of course, we'll compare this to New Capenna just for the lulz. Yeah, okay, so Dominaria United outsold New Capenna, both in number of boxes, nearly twice as many boxes over the entire life of the product from pre-release through release plus 60, and it did it at a higher price. What's that about? Oh boy, $35, nearly $40 higher price on average. So, yeah, it did a lot better than Streets of New Capenna, but, it's kind of a case of damned by faint praise. So, what does this really mean for Brothers War going forward? Well, I don't think Brothers War is going to be some surprise hit that suddenly surges forward. I could be completely wrong on that, but it's trailing Dominaria United right now. And remember, there were lone voices of reason in the wilderness saying the Lost Legends are worthless. Don't buy into the hype. They turned out to be right. Right now, you really don't have people saying that the serialized cards in Brothers War collector boxes are worthless. I don't think they're worthless. I think they're probably going to do pretty good. But even with that, you haven't seen the kind of explosive sales in Brothers War that we saw with Dominaria United, and the price difference. I mean, look at that. It's $40 below on the 7-day moving average at the same respective point in its life. So I don't think that the hype for Brothers War is there right now, and everything is worse. Everything is worse than it was 2 months ago. This is another standard set, Brothers War. I mean, it's just another standard set. It's 2 months later in time. You've had 2 more months of slow economic decay, 2 more months of people getting tired of WotC shenanigans, 2 more months of too many products, too many releases, too much of everything, too high of print runs, 2 more months closer to the holiday season where people slow down from their hobbies and divert more of their time and money and energy towards the holidays and family and get-togethers and all these other activities. And so I just don't think that Brothers War is going to suddenly explode and jump up in price into, sadly, I don't even have a lot of faith that it's going to jump to the price where card stores can break even on it, which is about $223. So, we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. I guess if I'm wrong, then like that's a good sign. Maybe more card stores will stay in business. That'd be nice. But otherwise, I just don't see a great future for Brothers War in the near term. In the long term, of course, like I always say, it'll do about as well as every TCG product. So, that's a kind of a diversion onto Brothers War in this video about Dominaria United, but I think Dominaria United is a good place from which to begin our expectations of how Brothers War will do. It's only been 2 months, and it's a standard set, so I think the comparisons are worthwhile. Let me know what you think, guys. Any other ideas you have. I am going to get into the code of this tool here and add the ability to change this plot from daily box sales to also be daily spend, I guess it would be. It would just be the daily average price times the daily box sales, and then cumulative spend also. So I'll put an option here to be able to select that, because basically I never talk about what's down in this box here. So we'll replace it with something more useful. So I'm going to get on that sometime soon when I have 3 or 4 hours to just sit down and pound out the code for it. So let me know what you think. Disagree, agree, what you think Brothers War is going to do. So otherwise, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade. Thanks a lot.